You're awake. What the hell were you thinking? Did you really think that you could win? Not really. I just got angry all of a sudden. He was the one that started it too. Started what? There's no way, why would Uncle try to fight you? Uncle? He's your uncle. Yeah, on my mom's side. Huh, okay. Looks like you have a good relationship with him. I could tell from how he treated you. Hey, what are you talking about? It's just as I said. I'm sure he was worried that a weird guy was trying to take advantage of his niece. Well, he had all the right to be worried. Uncle isn't like that. He's such a stern person. Yeah. Sure. Oh, you're awake. Does it hurt anywhere? No. I'm fine. Right? I'm sure it would have healed any previous injuries too. Our chief might not seem like it, but he's the country's greatest healer. Healer. He was that overwhelmingly strong, but that wasn't even his main role. Anyways, that's a relief. We got your results back. Here. Yu Jaryong, 17, birthday, September 13, 20XX, Donggang High School. Strength, B, Intelligence, C, Stamina, A, Magic, D, Agility, A, Patience, B. Is this good? Shut up, you idiot. Is he really getting ready to join the school? However, you need a balance of stats. Stamina, C, Agility, C. It doesn't matter that your agility is high if you don't have enough stamina. Stamina, D, Agility, B. Even with high strength, you can't bring out your true potential with just stats in strength. Strength, A, Agility, D. Even normal people have some stats with AC rank or above. Things get different when you have more than two though. Strength, Stamina, and Agility. People with AC rank for the three main stats are considered 1 in 10,000. From a normal human's perspective, they're able to play their role as a combatant. If all three stats are B, then you're 1 in 500,000. Even just having those stats would put you among the best of adventurers. But he has a B in strength and an A in the rest. Not only is he balanced, but his raw stats are also insane. Even within the first years of the dungeon raid department, he'd be on the same level as that monster. What the hell was he expecting? Should I tell you something interesting? The chief you just fought with. He doesn't have a single stat that's above an A. Stats are just your innate talent. It doesn't represent your current skill. Even with the best of stats, there won't be a difference between an A and a D if you don't train. Things that can't be measured, whether or not the skills you use suit you, your battle sense, and your experience. Although this might seem cruel, I've seen plenty of adventurers that have made up that gap through pure determination. Thank you for the story. I'm not disappointed or anything. I just don't have an understanding of this stuff. But there's someone that I know. Compared to him, I still have a long ways to go. Really? That isn't common. He must be really famous. Well, maybe. Anyways, we're done for today. Good work. We can meet up next weekend and... Huh? Are you leaving already? While you're here, why not visit the production department? Oh. I don't know anyone within the production department like you. There's no way that Uncle would approve of that either. What do you mean? The chief already approved of it. What? He said that before he left. When he gets up, take him to the equipment production department. Tell them that he's my guest. And get them to make a weapon that suits him. Don't worry about the cost. Ability stats, numbers that represent your innate, growth potential and efficiency of training. Even with the same amount of training, the degree of improvement and power cap is different for everyone. Without effort and growth, there is no point in ability stats. Although there is a limit on how strong you can become, it takes a long time and plenty of effort to reach that point. Ability stats are innate, and there are no ways to change them. However, there have been cases where they change due to bone-grinding efforts or precious medicines. Ability stat requirements for an adventurer license: if you have a rank E in any of the 6 ability stats, excluding magic, it is impossible to earn an adventurer's license. 1. If all 5 stats excluding magic are above a C. 2. If there are 2 or more stats excluding magic above a B. 3. If magic is above a C+, exceptions, even if the ability stats do not fulfill the requirements, in cases where individuals have plenty of experience, knowledge, or a special talent, they may receive special approval from the association and receive a license. Equipment. High-quality weapons and armor are the dream of every adventurer. Even if the adventurer is extremely talented. When the quality of a weapon is subpar, it will not be able to withstand the power of its owner. Therefore, as an adventurer's skill increases, equipment of higher quality will be required for them to use their skills at will. Well, I guess I can understand that. I should be thankful if it's free. But do I really need equipment right now? What are you saying? Of course. Warrior High is still a school. Won't we be given usable equipment by Warrior High anyways? Yes, he's planning on joining Warrior High. All of this is my fault. If we were talking about a normal adventurer institution, you'd be right. In order to give students an even playing field, each school implements different regulations on the equipment that can be used. Is that not the case for Warrior High? Wouldn't they have the most funds? It's not that we don't have enough funds. Our school is just built upon different ideals. There's bound to be differences in talents and abilities, and obtaining good equipment is an ability in itself. That's why students are required to bring their own equipment to school. Then all that talk about abilities. Doesn't this system favor people born into wealthy families? If you're saying that being rich is a part of your abilities, well, you're not exactly wrong on that. However, it's possible for students to get good equipment even if they don't have the money. The fact that you made it to Warrior High means you are considered a first-class adventurer. In other words, that means you also have the potential to become a star. Don't you think there would be people willing to invest in your talent? Once you join Warrior High, plenty of companies that have enough funds will start to be interested in you. They're interested in potential modeling gigs or a percentage of your earnings after graduating. They have plenty of offers in exchange for funds. I received a scholarship from the Jinseong Group. On top of that, I got a guaranteed job as a researcher until retirement. Haha. Anyways, that's what it means to join Warrior High. There are plenty of opportunities to prove yourself amongst your peers. However, you'll have to pass the test first. Got it? The transfer exam is harder than the normal entrance exam. You'll have to prepare for it as much as possible, which includes obtaining new equipment. That's why the chief decided to help you get prepared. Since I've already told them the details, you just have to go to the underground refinery. See ya. Good luck with everything. I hope you get into our school. That could have been bad. Huh? What do you mean? It looks like you didn't know your uncle would help. The more I hear about the transfer test, the more it seems that people are doing everything they can to get ready. Yeah, of course they are. That's why I was planning on helping you by spending my own money. I don't know why, but that facial expression pisses me off. Anyways, that's good to hear. No matter how much money you have, the most important thing is who you ask to create your equipment for you. The Jinseong Group's production department is considered one of the best in the world. You have arrived at the forge. Well, there can't be that much of a difference when it comes to equipment. Jinseong Group Research Facility Underground Blacksmith, also previously known as the Dungeon Boiling Abyss. How is it? This isn't a place where you can just pay to ask for equipment to be made. Zeke. He dares wake me up during my weekend nap. And yet he decides to not even come down himself. Don't worry. He's the team leader of the production department. Well, you're not exactly wrong. Production department team leader, and monster. From the perspective of you humans, you aren't wrong. Thunderhammer Argeus species, Elder Titan Republic of Korea eligible for special naturalization. So, who's the human that Zeke mentioned? Is it the little kid standing on edge? Or Zeke's niece? Now that I think about it, long time no see. Well, they sent the data and battle footage from upstairs. Huh. Data this and footage that, it's all just nonsense from humans. I don't care about any of that. Huh. That stuff is taken care of by my subordinates. Have a good weekend, but they didn't come to work today. Then, well, that doesn't matter. Since Zeke asked that I personally take care of this, shall we begin? Kid, is what you're holding your main weapon? Well, yes. Alright. Try to hunt me, kid. Huh. What do you mean? I don't know about humans, but this is a given among my species. Unless they prove that they are worthy of my blood, sweat, and tears, I won't make a weapon for him. It seems that he's a little different from the other young ones though. Eyes acquainted to the hunt and a repressed yet refined sense of a warrior's hostility. Alright then, why don't you try beating me? Hey, wait. You should know by now. I never back down on offers like this. Thud. There's no way. Where did you get a weapon like this? Jaryong was confused. He was sure his strike made contact with the Titan. The sharpest needle. Of course, there were plenty of monsters that he couldn't defeat in one strike. However, what Jaryong was experiencing was a complete wall. Forget about his strength, it felt like he was hitting something that wasn't alive. The monster he was faced with, just what exactly was he? That idiot, he really did it this time. There was another reason why Sarum was worried. All monsters are designated their danger rank with stars. Mantis Fly Danger Rank. If a monster is designated 1 star, it means that they are beings capable of killing humans. Danger Rank 1 star. Most monsters at that rank are able to be defeated by a normal adult male with a weapon. Cluster Raptor Danger Rank 2 stars. They are able to be defeated by trained military personnel armed with guns. Titan Ape, Juvenile, Danger Rank 3 stars. They are able to be defeated by armed troops with armored weapons. Danger Rank 4 stars, Democula's Danger Rank. Due to the high potential for human casualties, all ground troops are told to focus on civilian evacuation and preventing further damage. After evacuating, they're defeated using long-range artillery and bombing strikes. However, the upper limit of what the military can handle is at most threats ranked at 4 stars. Any danger threat over 5 stars are on the level that modern military forces aren't able to handle. Even if they are able to defeat it, it would take an extraordinary amount of firepower, and result in irreversible damages. That's why in order to reduce losses, those who can handle these monsters are sent. An attack squad made up of the best adventurers would be necessary. Then, where'd you get that weapon from? Did it hurt more than you thought it would? Why so many questions about my weapon? Suggest you think long and hard about your response. Since I made the weapon myself. So, let me ask you one last time. Why is that weapon in your hands and not the person that I made it for? If Rajesh made it himself, the weapon itself should be ranked at least A+. So it should have been documented in the association database as soon as it was created, along with the information regarding its ownership and exact location. It's not a weapon that a smuggler can obtain with ordinary means. Don't tell me that he stole it from someone, or could it be that? I don't want to tell you, no, what if I told you I have no reason to tell you? Stupid. Just. I understand. I'll take that into consideration. The only thought that came into Jeryong's mind was death. Dodging the attack would be impossible. If that was the case, how would he block the attack? The needle? No, there's no weakness in that hand of his. The swell? Not only would it not do anything, but he'd also be dead if he tried to absorb the attack. The law of force is cold. When it comes to two forces ramming head-on into each other, the force that was bigger and stronger would always win. However, what if it wasn't head-on? With a precise calculation of the angle and location. Even if you can't win, it's possible to redirect the direction of the force. That was Jeryong's final weapon. He parried it. An attack from a 7-star monster. The only weakness that I can utilize is if I strike his eyes using the needle. I understand. I'm sure that he looks plenty suspicious in your eyes. However, even if that's the case, I'm sure you don't have the right to attack humans without knowing all of their circumstances. I'm sure you know already. Excluding situations where you are personally in danger, special naturalized species cannot hurt humans. If the rule is broken, the subject on hand will lose their status as a naturalized species and will be treated as a monster. Don't worry. I understand clearly. Are you okay? I know why that kid has the weapon made. Zeke, so that's why he woke me from my sleep. Allow me to apologize. You have the right to have that weapon. I'll be sure to repay you for my mistake. Just now. It's been 30 years since that time that I've gotten an injury. What is he talking about? What does he mean? What right? Do you know why I work for you humans now? Wasn't it because of the Gabyuk attack squad that hunted you 30 years ago? That's wrong. Is that how that story is known by humans? They didn't even manage to touch me. The one who hunted me was a single human. He managed to cut off my arm and even had the chance to take my life, but he decided not to. Yeah. Kid. Elder Titan. They were the strongest race among the giants. An almost endless lifespan. There weren't many, with the number of known Elder Titans on Earth only 10. While their pure physical abilities were beyond human comprehension. What they were most known for, was their ability as equipment creators. Creating equipment with special powers, or artifacts, was an ability that all Elder Titans were innately born with. The only other species that had this ability were the dwarves. However, unlike the Elder Titans, the dwarves decided to coexist amongst the humans. Years ago. During the arduous subjugation operation of the Gabyuk attack squad. Colossus B. Argius's automatic dull potential danger rank. Are communications with headquarters still down? Yeah. Oh Sunga, Team 9 of Gabyuk Attack Squad. All magic communication lines have been down. There must be some interference that's blocking our signal. Kim Youngmo, Team 9 of Gabyuk Attack Squad. He's coming. Park Jongman, Team 9 of Gabyuk Attack Squad, Team Leader and Tanker. Get ready for impact. This is impossible, everything was completely out of their expectations. Gabyuk Attack Squad. They were considered one of the best dungeon subjugation squads. However, in the Boiling Abyss, the dungeon of the Elder Titan Argius, they were at a complete loss. We've already had to deal with 7 of them. Even if we run away, or we barely defeat them, another one keeps appearing. The other team, if the main team is like us. Get out. What? You should know. It's going to be hard for all of us to get out alive. Use all remaining energy and increase all physical capabilities. Once the skill's active time is over, the user will be incapacitated. Skill, Shield Slam. Team Leader. If you use potential trigger now. I told you. We're not all making it out. Or I won't be able to defeat him with the energy I have left. But I should be able to buy you some time to run away. Well, you never know. Maybe I still have a chance. What's this? That moment, are there still bugs you haven't gotten rid of yet? No, they instinctively knew they wouldn't be able to live. If I run straight at him, I should be able to buy some time. Inferior. The trash that you call your equipment, and the body that holds it. There isn't a single thing that isn't inferior. These are the beings who claim this world as theirs. It seems that this world is bound to be doomed. It seems that you have loyalty, though. Heartwarming to see. Even if it has no meaning. I have no choice. How am I supposed to deal with a monster that even the team leader couldn't beat? That's why I told you this place isn't safe. If we collect information little by little, we can team up and increase our chances. What's the point of being the first to clear the dungeon? Who? We received your distress signal, so the association sent out a rescue team. I'm one of the volunteers. Yu Song, 32 years old at the time. Oh. I had on a chest plate that I recently got, but it was a lot heavier than I thought. It was pretty cheap. Don't tell me you're here by yourself. Well, I'm the only one that managed to get here. They are pretty tough. There were plenty of them before. How many more are there? At the time, Yu Song was still an unnamed adventurer that wasn't known by many yet. Although adventurers of the first generation had heard about him before, rather than focusing on honor and accomplishments, he focused on rescuing others, resulting in his lack of fame. However, this event was the start of everything. That's one of them. That's when. Looks like the other one might be a little harder to deal with. The world learned who Yusung was. No way. We barely defeated that monster even with our entire team. But with one blow. Hey, magician. Do you still have some mana left? Huh. I don't have much, but I should be able to buff you. I don't need buffs. Do you know how to use levitation spells? Use it to take those two back up. They're still breathing and alive. Go back up, you say. You talk as if you can make it out alive. Of course. I won't let you touch those kids without my permission. Years after the adhesion, most adventurers were met with a wall. The newly unlocked potential as a result of the adhesion allowed them to approach the level of superhumans. The technology used to develop equipment quickly improved as well, in order to better suit their stats. However, unlike the developments in stats and equipment, their adventurers' execution was still lacking. The solution lay in human development. A new martial art completely separate from common logic. At the time, only a few saw the necessity for it, and began to research and develop it. Yu Song was one of those people. He won. I can tell that you're different from the other ones. You know how to utilize what was given to you. If the weapon that you're holding was able to hold up to even half your strength, the situation would be different. While this was mentioned constantly, Yu Song had yet to make a name for himself at this point in time. Well, this isn't the first time this has happened. He wasn't able to buy what was considered the best equipment at that time. Your skill to block and redirect attacks, it's one of the best among all the humans I've seen. However, the axe that you hold is inferior to those that I've seen other humans wield. Even if you manage to redirect my attacks, your axe is bound to take damage. This is the end. He didn't redirect my attack, but instead blocked it head-on. That was the origin of the skill that Jaryong would later learn, that was the origin of Swell. A skill that utilizes the strength of the opponent's attack by rebounding it back. However, when it came to the user's physical strength, experience, and execution, the skill was on a completely different level. The martial art of a hero. Well, I'm sure this is a pretty well-known story among humans. The herd finally defeated the monster. Back then, to the strike of the hero whom you call father. The monster in me died. The moment I lost, my life wasn't mine anymore, but your father's. However, your father decided not to kill me. The dungeon clear attempt that the Gaebyuk attack squad was about to fail was completed by a sole member of the rescue squad. It was a completely ridiculous ending to a grand story. However, the important part of the story starts after that. Elder Titans. While they may die, they would never bow their head down to those they consider to be inferior. And yet, Argius made up his mind and asked for time and to be exiled by the humans. Yeah, I remember because it was such a big deal. The entire world was shocked. Eventually, he was issued his citizenship. The fact that he didn't kill anyone helped. Although he did injure a lot of people. However, it doesn't change the fact that he committed crimes. In order to pay for his crimes, he was given the task of working here in the equipment department. But the fact that the Argius dungeon was cleared by a single person. It's completely different from what I learned. That staff right there was what I made to honor him. Although your father never asked for it. I deemed that he was worthy of wielding a weapon like that. I've never heard about this before. Although it was pretty solid, I thought it didn't have any special properties. That's why the debt collectors decided to leave it too. Well, you're not wrong. The only thing it's good at is hitting people with blunt force. It's pretty simple. You should know, shouldn't you? Did your father even use a staff like that as his weapon? I was originally going to create an axe for him. I was going to complete it once your father got me the material to create the blade. However, I lost communication with your father at one point. And since I wasn't able to leave this place, I decided to send what I had completed to your father. Although I'm not aware of the details, it seems that I won't be able to complete the weapon for your father. But this isn't bad. Give me the incomplete weapon. I'll finish it for you. A masterpiece, not for your father, but for you. How are you feeling? Well, I feel fine. It seems like he was making sure everything was fine on the last one too. I don't know how long this will take, but I'll try my best to make it as quick as possible. I suggest you be patient and wait. You see, masterpieces are made with time and effort. This Wednesday is a holiday, do you have time then? I was wondering if we could do some practice for the written test together. And maybe even take a practice test. Well, that should be fine. By the way, your father, he must have been an amazing person. I never would have thought your father was the one who cleared that dungeon. Is he in the hospital to get some rest after retiring? I'll go ahead first. You don't need to worry about me. I just need some time to think alone for a while. All right. Case summary, August 23, 20XX, the Gabyuk attack squad cleared the dungeon Boiling Abyss. Although there were some minor issues with proper investigation and preparation, the 5 individuals who led the charge successfully captured the owner of the dungeon, Argius.